Alright, let's look at some amazing Sonic the Hedgehog animation. Cool opening shot with our characters here. It's interesting to see Knuckles kind of as the focal point and Sonic's kind of in the background. Dr. Eggman. Ooh. Oh man. Knuckles is getting crucified over here. Always doing Knuckles dirty. You know, he had such an epic introduction in the Sonic series in Sonic 3 when he knocks the Chaos Emeralds out of Super Sonic. As the series went on, they kind of made him into a punchline to a joke. However, in recent years, I really appreciate how much more focus he's getting. And he's more cool. His character's getting more respect in the movies. I like his treatment in the Sonic movies quite a bit. Oh man, just look at these special effects though. The electricity. As I'm watching this, I'm wondering how much of this is purely 2D animation, or is it kind of like a Into the Spider-Verse type of thing where it's a hybrid of 3D and 2D elements? Because the special effects definitely look hand-drawn to me, and like these little smear frames look hand-drawn. But if you look at the characters, like his hand, and just going by this frame by frame, it kind of feels like these are 3D models. So, and the backgrounds feel like these could have been done in 3D. And also just, yeah, the environments, it feels very much like a 3D camera moving through a 3D environment. But they did a really good job capturing that 2D style. So much energy, so much camera movement. So much to look at. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, when I see this, it almost looks like Metal Sonic is dodging Knuckles' attacks. It's like that kind of makes Knuckles look weak. Oh, that's so cool, that reflection. This is just really cool framing. So we got this focus on Knuckles again. Again, like Knuckles is getting a lot of screen time in this little 40-second clip here. There's a really cool Sonic Frontiers animation called Sonic Frontiers Prologue, and it's all about Knuckles on Angel Island. It's kind of like his little prologue story to the Sonic Frontiers game, and that's all hand-drawn animation, but this feels a little bit... I'm just having a hard time telling. Like, it feels like it is 3D with like really nice toon shading, and maybe like they did some touch-up hand-drawn elements over the face and like the mouth there. But when I look at the bodies, like especially Metal Sonic here, it does feel like it could be 3D. Oh, and if we're slowing this down, okay, hang on a second. No, Knuckles, okay, look, yeah, he's making contact. Knuckles is beating the crap out of Metal Sonic here. Let's look at, oh, okay, this is interesting. So, he comes in, we've got a smear frame anticipating the punch. The camera zooms out, and we can see the impact from the punch. Metal Sonic is being forced backwards, and Metal Sonic is being forced backwards from Knuckles' punch. And interestingly, you can see these little smear frames coming out of Knuckles' fist before he actually punches, and this is an anticipation frame to let the viewer feel and anticipate that a punch is coming. Boom! And look at this impact frame. This energy, this yellow energy shoots out and then zooms past the screen. So it's definitely giving Knuckles' punch a lot of power and impact and just beating the crap out of Metal Sonic. But he took no damage, and then he just blocks his punch. So the power scaling here is Metal Sonic is just insanely powerful. Oh, look at these cool electricity frames. So these are definitely hand-drawn. These electricity frames here, this is 100% hand-drawn digitally, probably in Toon Boom, I'd imagine. And then they put some glow effects, maybe in After Effects or some other program. And the camera pulls out, and we have this really cool held pose of Metal Sonic. just the fact that Metal Sonic is just kind of one-shotting all these characters, it really makes him feel super powerful, which I like. If you're going to have a new antagonist, like, make him a real threat. The fact that, like, Shadow, he's coming in with an attack. I like that Shadow, he's not just like, hogging the glory. He's coming in with this setup, like a sport. He's setting up the attack for Amy to smack Metal Sonic in the head with her hammer. Oh, look, these little hand-drawn cool stars coming out. So this is only a 40-second clip, but they're doing a lot to show the dynamics of the characters here. Our heroes are all working together as if on a team, on a sport, and that's how it should be. Like, each character has a little moment to shine and, like, show off one of their unique powers. Like Rouge coming in with a kick. Boom. This is cool posing. Yeah, like, see these smear frames. It really communicates the speed. But I'm looking at her hands especially. This feels like a 3D model. And then it feels like they went over it and touched it up hand-drawn and added smear frames. Something they did, as I mentioned before, on Into the Spider-Verse. Other shows like Blue-Eyed Samurai. There's a lot of media coming out now, like even independent shows, or like things on YouTube. Like, I think Digital Circus does it sometimes, but maybe not as much, where you have the best of both worlds, because you have the dynamic camera movements you can get into 3D animation. That would be pretty much impossible to draw the environments changing frame by frame. Although you see this a lot in Sakuga anime, where the backgrounds are all 100% hand-drawn, and you'll see these, like, all this little detail and the camera, like, moving in and out and following different attacks and punches. But this feels like a hybrid approach. And when I'm first watching this, like, when I was first kind of watching this, I feel like the camera's a little too hectic. I'm not a huge fan of this constant shaking of the camera that a lot of modern shows feel compelled to do. But, I mean, it's permissible in an action scene. Again, if you have, like, it shows the dynamic motions, but it can be a little hard to read what's happening. And, like, things only happen for a few frames. But the staging and the composition is so strong that even though we might not fully understand what we're seeing, we feel what we're seeing. We feel the impact. And, like, this is clear staging. The foot comes in. So, like, and then it cuts to the next shot showing Knuckles' body. So if it was just like his foot coming in, we might not register immediately that was Knuckles. It's all about the context of the shots that come before and after that help us understand what's happening. And this cool reveal going up. Again, like, I just love how much screen time Knuckles is getting here. He gets the most screen time out of any of our heroes. And interestingly, Sonic himself only has this one little attack here where he runs into frame and then turns into this really crazy, squashy, stretchy, zoomy spin dash. You can really feel the energy of this. Like, this whole shot to me feels hand-drawn. This spin dash itself. But then when he comes in, oh man, that's cool. It's like when you go down and slow this frame by frame, you see things that you didn't consciously register while you're watching this. Like, did I consciously register this individual frame here when I first watched this? No, not at all. Or this frame. But when you go through it, it helps you to process why things feel so energetic. Like here, that Sonic's not in screen, then boom, he's here. And then Sonic is just standing here on the next frame. Like, he's on the same spot, but this follow through of these effects come in, and that makes the whole thing have even more impact. Like, if these electricities weren't here and he just ran into frame and stopped, it would not feel nearly as powerful. So the effects animation is doing a lot of heavy lifting here that might be taken for granted when you first watch it. you're just seeing these characters. Every impact needs to have a reaction. Without cause and effect, this would just look like characters or like action figures moving around screen. But this squash and stretch, the smear frames here, boom, this is what makes the energy explosive. And when you have, I didn't even notice this before. Rouge does get a kick in here. I thought she only did one attack. Oh, she gets another kick. See, it's all happening so fast. But yeah, that's just, I like to look at things frame by frame. And if you go on YouTube, if you have I don't know if it's different on Windows, but at least on Mac, you have a keyboard like this. Just these little arrow keys here. That'll allow you to go frame by frame, and you can really study and appreciate the detail of everything that's happening here. So yeah, that's about it. Please like and subscribe if you want. I'll be posting more reaction videos. I think I'm gonna rewatch the whole original Sonic Sad AM and Adventures of Sonic and Sonic Underground. I have not really watched them. I've only seen a few episodes. I grew up in the 90s. I grew up with those shows, but I could never wake up in time to watch them. I had a VHS of Sonic Adventures of Sonic that had a couple episodes, and I mostly just rewatched those. So I'd like to watch, the full series from beginning to end, all three of those shows, compare and contrast, just absorb the information, see how it holds up. And yeah, so if you want to, come along for that ride, or if you have other suggestions of stuff I should watch, please let me know. And so you can just have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video.